climb, maintain 16,000, flighting 020.
But there, our string is going to start going backwards. There's the afterburners.
2413.
This beautiful 2004 Extra 300 belongs to Hunter Bernal, and boy is it spiffy. The airplane flies for Redemption Air Academy and is based out of Huntsville, Texas. There, Hunter uses it to specialize in upset prevention and recovery training, helping pilots expand their skill set. Hunter walks me through a few of these methods on this episode, as well as doing some basic aerobatics and having a little fun at the end.
My name is Hunter Bernal, and it's a 2004 Extra 300. So I bought it from the Extra factory, or the Extra dealership in Florida, and it was owned by a guy in New York. So I use it for upset prevention and recovery training, and then just for some fun aerobatics too. So the main thing that we do at Redemption Air Academy is we're combating loss of control in-flight incidents, which is the leading cause of aircraft fatalities right now. And so we're just teaching people what to do when things go south on the airplane. When I was about 5 years old, my dad, my grandpa, and I, actually, whenever I was about 2 years old, we hung an RC airplane up over the ceiling of my bed. And when I was 5, we took that out to the RC field and flew it. And when I was 22, I earned enough money to go do my private. And so I got my private rating and then did that for a few years, flying every chance I had, moved to Lake Charles, managed an FBO. And there was a flight school there that needed instructors, and so they helped me get through my instrument commercial and CFI. Did those in about 5 months, and then just been flying ever since. And so got all the single engine, multi-engine stuff now, and just love flying. So I had a 1972 Starduster, Starduster 2 actually, and it was a very sluggish, very difficult airplane to fly. A lot of people say it's the most difficult tailwheel airplane to fly, and I probably agree. And so transitioning from that to this airplane was a breeze. This airplane just flies so great. Lands easy. You're going from about a 360 roll rate every 2 seconds to less than a second in this airplane. So this airplane just snaps and flies straight, and it's really easy airplane to fly, and you got a bunch of power, so you can muscle through a lot of your maneuvers. You know, in the Starduster, it's like you dive the airplane down, get all your speed, and then pull it up. In this airplane, you're just flying or cruising. You're like, all right, let's do a loop. Done. Yeah. So this airplane, we can fly it for 4 minutes inverted straight and not lose any power or anything. So it's a Lycoming 540 cubic inch engine, AEIO for aerobatic, opposing cylinders, fuel injected, 315 horsepower, and it cruises about 165 knots. And it climbs at a 45-degree angle. So VX is a 45-degree upline, and it'll maintain that. The fuel capacity, so it holds 15 gallons in each wing tank, and then it has a center tank that holds 10 gallons, and then it has a header tank underneath the center tank that holds 2 gallons. And the fuel is kind of a pain in the butt because you're technically not supposed to do any aerobatics with fuel in the wings. So if you're going to do aerobatics, you're taking off with 12 gallons, and it burns about 15 gallons an hour. So you can do the math there. That's right. That's right. So I actually learned the other day that at aerobatic competitions, they have a waiver that you can waive your 45-minute or 30-minute fuel reserve.
You have to have like 5.
Yeah.
Field within region of the field,
yep.
right? Field
yep.
like yeah.
So, but with all that to say, we do aerobatics with fuel in the wings just because I'm a fuel guy. So, and then the propeller is a 4-blade propeller. It's been upgraded. Most extras have a 3-blade. Not sure why they changed over to the 4-blade on this airplane. And it's got a wood core with a carbon fiber 400 degree per second roll rate. So I can actually give you a concussion if I roll the airplane and you're not ready for it. So just slam your head against the side of the canopy, and don't ask me how I know that.
Yeah. All right, Hunter, well, you ready to go fly?
Let's do it. So you're familiar with aerobatics and G tolerances and all that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So safety equipment that we have the parachute, which we'll go over how to use that in a minute, and then we've got a Garmin inReach.
Okay.
So if you have to bail out, I'll show you how to activate this in a second so that it makes it a little bit quicker for people to come find you.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha.
let's see, this is on backwards for some reason. There we go. All right, go ahead and put that on. All right.
These around the legs?
Yep, so this will go through. We'll get it straight. Let's see, it's crooked. All right, then it'll come here. Then it'll come over.
Oh, that is complicated. Look at that.
Yeah, this
One
is
we had the ones that were already done for you.
yeah, this is an aerobatic one, so it doesn't get in your way when we're upside down.
Nice.
All right, so there's that. And then we want, for tension on these, we want your hand, your fist to just barely fit in between that and your belly. Go a little bit more. That's probably good.
Okay.
And pull those down. All right. So let's start from the beginning. So we make the decision to bail out. Okay. So when might we make the decision to bail out of the airplane? When might we make that decision? You know?
Something's going wrong with the wings.
Yep. So
Yeah.
we have a flight control failure. We have a maneuver that Hunter can't get out of, or something like that, and we say, "Hey, bail out of the airplane." With that being said, we don't joke about the term bailout.
Yeah.
Okay. So if somebody in the airplane says bail out, we're getting out of the airplane. Okay. Period. End of story. So the first step we have to do is we have to get rid of the canopy. All right. That's what this handle is up here. All right. So if you push on this, it pulls this pin out from the barrel right here. And then the canopy, the top of the airplane creates lift. Canopy is going to come up and it should detach from the airplane and go away.
Okay.
Okay. So that being said, don't touch that.
Got it.
Unless we actually get it out of the airplane, please. Okay. Then the second thing is we need to get you detached from the airplane so that you can get out of the airplane. All right. So if you look at your seat belt, let's see. Get this side. So we have 2 straps and 2 clamps. All right. So it'll be like that. You'll have shoulder harnesses and you'll have a waist harness. Okay. So to get out of the air, to undo your harness, your hands are going to come together like this and then pull up. Okay. And then both of those should undo and you'll be free from the airplane.
Okay.
All right. From that point, we have 3 options to get you out of the airplane. Option number 1, you give me 2 thumbs up and I'm going to push forward on the controls and you're going to go out the top of the airplane. Okay. Option number 2, I'm going to roll the airplane inverted and you'll fall. Option number 3, if we don't have control of the airplane, you've got to fight to get out of the airplane. Okay. Up to the left. Remember that. Up to the left. Okay. Get out of the airplane, you got to push off. All right. You got to push off so that you clear the elevator. The elevator will hurt you. So you got to get away from it. All right. Then you're free falling. If you can, you want to give yourself a hard arch so that you stabilize. It's not required. This parachute is designed where it'll open from any attitude, but we want to give it the best chance possible. So you're going to give a hard arch. Okay.
Got it.
So hips out, arms and feet behind you, wait for it to stabilize, and then both hands you're going to grab here, pull it straight out. Okay.
Got it.
If one hand is dismembered or not working or something like that, you're only going to have one hand. So if this hand is dismembered, you're going to grab it with this hand and pull it across your body.
Okay.
All right, left hand's going to pull it out and away. Okay. Any questions with that?
Nope.
All right, then you got this nice parachute open and you're falling nice and slowly. You have 2 handles. If you pull both handles at the same time, the parachute collapses and you fall to the ground.
Got it.
And it's not going to come back open.
Don't do that. Oh, it doesn't come back open.
No.
Okay.
Don't pull both handles together.
This is a round, right? Is it a
Yes.
round one? Okay.
So don't pull both handles together. You pull one or the other to steer away from obstacles, towers, power lines, trees, any of that stuff.
Got it.
All right. We want to land in a field. Roads sound like a great idea until you're getting dragged across concrete and a car runs you over. So land in a field.
Okay.
Then once you get on the ground in the field, the wind's going to try to blow the parachute and drag you across the field and you'll get injured that way. So you got to get parachute off. All right, so you have 2 clips, clip, clip, get the parachute off.
Okay.
Okay. Try to grab the Garmin in reach. You'll pull the SOS button out and push the button and it'll say confirm, are you sure you want to do this? And you're going to push the button again.
Okay.
And it's going to call LATOS flight safety and they'll come get you.
Okay. All right.
Any questions?
I don't think so.
Okay. Let's see. There's that.
What's your panic button in there? Does
It's
that
just
blip on yours? Or?
No, it's just a sticker.
Okay, I was wondering what that was.
Yep.
Like, I haven't seen that before.
If you get scared, you push that and it makes you feel better, supposedly. So.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
All right, is that all?
Yes.
Okay, let me run this back real quick.
Okay.
Let me grab that mic from you.
Oh, there you go.
What's your takeoff and landing speeds like?
I have no idea what the takeoff speed is. Landing speed 80.
Okay,
And then we climb at 90.
gotcha.
Anywhere from 90 to 80 is acceptable. So actually kind of funny. We flew RC airplanes out here whenever I was a kid.
Oh, no way.
Yep.
Well, yeah, thanks again for meeting me out here. I know that was probably inconvenient
Oh no, it's fine.
for you.
All right, we'll do a quick run up. All right, we got voltage, 1700 RPMs. Check mags. Good drop. Good recovery. Another good drop. Good recovery. Check drop. Good drop. Good recovery. Got a good rise in manifold pressure. And a good recovery. Decrease in oil pressure. A good recovery. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, we're going to switch over to the acro tank. Going to turn the boost pump on and the strobes on. Cleveland traffic, extra 997 Alpha Charlie is departing runway 34 to the east. All right, ready?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Get the tail up off the ground and low. Then we'll just hold it there and wait. She'll come up when she's ready. Got a little bounce in the runway. All right, you want to have a little fun?
Yeah.
Okay. Get out the way, birds. Here we go.
Wow.
Turn the boost pump off over to the wing tanks. All right, your airplane. 2 fingers and a thumb.
Is this heading good, or you want to go out that way a little bit?
Nope, this heading's perfect. Come out here, we'll find a road to play over. All right, go ahead and give me a roll.
A roll?
Yep.
Just left or right?
Let's go left. There you go. Then recover that nose back up for a climb.
Oh, it's not painful. It just goes.
Yep, that's right. Turn to the right just a smidge. You see that easement off the right wing?
Yes.
And it's got the lake on this side of it, little
Yes.
pond. Let's head that way. That looks like a good little area to hang out. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and get on flight following just because we're in the approach corridor for
Okay.
Intercontinental. Houston approach extra 997 Alpha Charlie.
Aircraft calling approach, taking your call sign.
997 Alpha Charlie.
Number 997 Alpha Charlie approach, sir, request.
Hey, a couple miles east of Cleveland looking for VFR flight following. We're going to be maneuvering in the area 5,000 through 9,000.
Number 997 Alpha Charlie, squawk 5351.
5351, 7 Alpha Charlie.
Number 7 Alpha Charlie, same type of aircraft.
Echo 300, 7 Alpha Charlie. Doing a good job.
Shuttle 6208, contact Houston Center 134.8.
All right, coming up on 7,000, we'll level off and just leave the throttle full.
Okay.
Okay, so you want to learn how to do a proper roll.
Yes, please.
Okay, so when we roll, we're going to lose that vertical lift momentarily, so we have to account for that. So the first thing we're going to do, you want me to demonstrate or you want me to talk you through it?
Demonstrate, please.
All right, my airplane.
Do you have an airplane?
All right, so the first thing to do is we're going to account for that loss of altitude, or loss of pitch, okay? So we're just going to raise the pitch a little bit, good, stop, and then we're going to go to the left. And then the pitch is going to end up low, and then we pull. A common mistake that I see is people, they'll bring it up, they'll roll, and then over here they'll start pulling, and it doesn't feel very good, and you don't get a very symmetrical roll. Okay? So leave the pitch low, get the wings level, and then recover. Alright, your airplane.
Airplane.
Why don't you try that?
Okay, so raising.
Yep, right there's good. Then to the left. Good. Yeah. You did it. Alright, try it again and leave the pitch low as you're rolling. Okay, so no increase in back pressure.
Okay.
Alright, so raise the nose up. Good. To the left. Alright. So there you put a little bit of forward pressure on the stick.
Yeah. That was the wrong thing to do?
That's right.
Okay. So
you want the stick to go straight left and right with no forward or backward input.
Okay.
Alright, so try it again.
Slightly up.
Size 4788. Houston departure radar contact.
Yeah, there you go. Much better. Okay. Let me show you something real quick. My airplane?
You have the airplane.
Okay, so we were not cleared into the Bravos. Yeah, head this way.
Air Shuttle 62, 69.
Alright, so a common error in unusual attitude recovery and upset recovery is not bringing the wings level before you pull. Okay? So what happens is you get an overbanking tendency. So when we're turning over here to the left, the outside wing is traveling faster. Okay? Because it's traveling further. So if we increase pitch with that outside wing traveling further and faster, then it's going to increase its lift. We're going to get more lift on the outside wing. Okay? So if I roll the airplane over here and pull, notice how it keeps rolling over here to a 90-degree pitch attitude. You see that? Even with the slightest amount of roll in there, if I increase the pitch, the airplane just rolls over to 90 degrees. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay? So it's imperative that in a nose-low upset or unusual attitude, you get the wings level first.
Okay.
It's imperative. Okay? So if we're over here, we have to get the wings level, boom, and then pull. Because otherwise you get that funky little, and it feels weird to get uncoordinated.
Gotcha.
Okay? You want to try that?
Yeah.
So roll it over about 20 degrees either way, and just give me a gentle pull. Good, just straight back on the stick, and you'll notice how the airplane just rolls over to a 90-degree bank.
Yeah.
Okay? Alright. Let's see, let's point it at the lake, over to the right. Alright, you know how to do a loop?
Yes.
Okay, let's try one. So full power.
Okay.
Just push that throttle full. There you go. Point the nose down a little bit, we'll get 140.
Maintain 4,000.
Alright, and then we'll bring the nose up to level. Good, stop. Okay, and now pull. Good. Pulled a little too hard. Good, power idle.
Woo. Is that accelerated stall?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Two of them.
Air Shuttle 61, 92.
Alright, the lake's over to the left. Let's point it back that way. Good. So, when we're doing my airplane,
Your airplane?
when we're doing a loop,
I'm used to pulling so hard.
Yeah. There's actually a mathematical equation.
Okay.
So we want, let's say, 4 G's at the bottom, and then we want up to about 0 G's at the top, or half a G at the top, and then we want 4 G's back on the 270. Okay?
Okay.
So full power, get about 140. So it's actually a pull, a lighten up, ease the back pressure, and then as we're upside down, we're going to increase the back pressure.
Okay.
So here's an explosion to 4 G's, and then unloading as we get up over the top, to half a G right there, and then start decreasing the power, and then as we come here, we're going to increase back to 4 G's here and hold the 4 G's.
Maintain 16,000.
Back to there.
Now, ideally, you obviously don't want to accelerate stall, right?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. All right. So your airplane,
My airplane?
why don't you give that a shot?
Okay, so full power. Pitch for 140. 140. Level.
Yep.
Pull up.
Go. Start lightning. Unload, 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 unload.
Fighting 360.
Yeah, there you go. Looking up. Good. Then start increasing. Good. Bring the power back. Yeah, there you go. Unload a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Boom. Like a pro. All right, good. All right, let's turn it back around the other way. Left or right, your choice. Let's see, your choice. We can do a tumble. We can do an inverted spin.
Can we do both?
Well, we can do both. Which one do you want to see first?
Tumble.
All right.
All right, 6,000 airplane.
My airplane.
You got it.
Okay. So, let's see. We'll get stabilized here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pitch up for 45 degrees. Looking at the left wing. Good, there's 45 degrees. We're coming through 80, power idle, sticks going forward to the left. Back full power and recover. All right, you feel good with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so here I'm going to do a Lunchevok, and then I'm going to develop the Lunchevok into a knife edge spin.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to be spinning in a knife edge.
Okay.
So we're going to be 90 degrees of bank and spinning forward.
2724, what heading are you
Let's
on?
see. We're good. We got 6,000. That's plenty. All right, so we're going to bring the airplane up 45 degrees nose up. Good. There's 80, power idle, stick forward with left rudder. Here goes the airplane. Then I'm going to bring the ailerons out a little bit. It's going to develop over here into a knife edge spin.
Contact Houston Center 134.8.
Wow, what a feeling.
Pretty cool, huh? See, my camera fell. Your airplane for a second?
I've got the airplane.
All right, I took a friend of mine flying a couple weeks ago, and he's a race car driver. And he said it was weird because in race cars you're trying to maintain control, and he's like, in this thing I feel like you're just losing control constantly.
The tumble was nice. So is that what you typically train during your course? Do you train those, or is this just what you do for fun?
So the forward tumble, if you encounter wake, we always talk about wake turbulence, encountering it from behind, and it's going to roll the airplane. But if you encounter wake turbulence from a perpendicular angle, it's going to tumble the airplane.
Okay.
Either forward or backwards. So, no, I teach tumble recoveries because that's like encountering wake turbulence from an angle. So if you think about wake turbulence, like if there's a jet moving left or right in front of us, that wake turbulence is going to be moving, it's going to be rolling perpendicular to us, and it's going to flip the airplane over forward or backwards, depending on which way you're coming at it.
06 1600 coming 2000 left, turned 060.
All right. Let's, my airplane?
Your airplane?
Departure radar contact, maintain.
Let's just fly upside down for a second.
6,000 and fighting a tree 60 and did IC 250 knots.
I'm saying 16,000, heading at 360, etc. at 606.
06 and not exceed 250.
Roll the airplane over.
And do not exceed 250 knots, etc. at 606.
All right. Let's, you ever done a hammerhead?
Yeah, I have.
All right, you want to try one?
Sure.
Okay, your airplane.
My airplane?
All right. This speed's fine. Go full power.
Okay.
And then just give me a vertical pull and looking out the left wingtip. Then I'll tell you when to kick the rudder over to the left. A little bit more up. There we go. Left rudder. Go. Power idle. Good. Opposite rudder. And recover. Go. Gentle. Gentle. Go. Good.
Delta 303, Houston departure radar contact. Call maintain. Maintain 4,000.
Do you know what a Humpty is?
I've heard of them, but I've never done one.
All right, so I'll talk you through it. We're going to pull the nose up. We're going to do the same thing as the hammerhead, except at the top, instead of kicking the rudder over, you're just going to push forward on the stick.
Okay.
All right, go ahead and try it.
Okay, full power?
Yep, full power, pull up into the vertical.
206, contact Houston Center 134.8.
34.8.
There you go. And stick forward, gentle. Go.
Fighting tree 60, maintain 250 knots.
Go, good. All right, full power. My airplane?
Your airplane?
Approach, all
right, now I'm going to do a Humpty, but I'm going to let it develop into a spin. Do an upright spin. All right, so there's our vertical. Good. There's the Humpty. And then here when the airplane goes level, I'm going to increase the load with left rudder and let it develop over into a spin. Power comes idle. There we go, we're spinning. Stick goes forward, opposite rudder. Line up here on this road.
tail slide fairly easily in this thing?
Yes, you want to see a tail slide?
Yes, please.
Get a little bit more fuel. Alright, let's see, we're at 5,000, that's fine. Alright, here we go into the vertical.
To the 603, contact.
I don't have a forward reference.
Climb maintain 16,000, flighting
But
020.
there, our string's going to start going backwards. There's the afterburners.
Oh, God.
724, 134.8, 34.8.
There we go. We'll try power idle. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, there's power idle. What you think of that?
Yeah. Got a little lightheaded on that first one.
All right. We'll take a little break.
I always imagine you kind of come up out of your seat more on the tail slide, but I guess not really. It's just kind of because you're at zero, so you're just kind of.
That's right. It depends on if you flip it forward or backwards. So I'm not that good yet. I understand the concept. I just haven't practiced it.
At this point in the flight, my head was pretty scrambled, so we decided to head on back for a landing.
Very easy airplane to land. Pretty much just put it in your landing attitude and wait.
Cleveland traffic is 526. Left crosswind runway 16, Cleveland.
Well, Hunter, thanks again for an awesome flight. That was so cool.
You're very welcome.
All right, well, Hunter, I tell you what, I keep saying this. You worked me over so good. I'm like, oh God, my brains are scrambled. That was so much fun.
Yep.
Thank you so much. So if somebody wants to go for a ride like what we did today, or actually go and get some upset and recovery training like you do for a living, where can they go to do that?
RedemptionAirAcademy.com.
Okay, gotcha. And then you also have a YouTube channel.
Yes, just it's actually Redemption Productions is our
Okay.
YouTube channel, and then all of our social media is Redemption Air Academy.
Okay, Redemption Air Academy. So I'm going to tag that in the bio of this video.
Okay.
But yeah, that was so cool. Oh my
Sounded
gosh.
fun.
Yeah, I think my other only aerobatic experience, like I was telling you, was when we were thinking about doing aerobatic rides in the Waco, and that is such a different airplane. Because like as we saw in my loop, I pulled way too hard. Because I'm used to this big old heavy stick, you have to force it to do stuff, and with this, it's just a joy to fly.
Yep.
You know, everybody's always told me how nice the extras are, but yeah, I learned for myself today. That was pretty cool.
Yep, it's a
awesome.
really easy airplane to fly. It goes where you point the nose.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Well,
much
and your
it.
instruction style too, for anybody watching, that's something that I really enjoyed, because a lot of times too, when you get in the airplane, in a new airplane, doing something different or new, it can be hard to jive with somebody, especially for somebody like me. I have a hard time connecting with people at times. And so for you, it was like you have a nice, slow voice. You talked me through everything. I felt real comfortable. So anybody considering doing this, I definitely go check out your school.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for watching this episode of Flying Duels. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a pretty badass episode. Leave your comments in the below if you enjoyed it, and go check out our Patreon for behind-the-scenes footage. We'll see you next time.